welcome to Community Checkup. We're so excited to be here tonight. We talked about the March of Dimes a couple of times, and I'm a candidate for Champion of the Year, so we'll find out tonight what's going on. But first, we want to welcome Kelley Marshburn to our set, and Kelley is the Executive Director of March of Dimes Tennessee. So welcome, Kelley.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having us, or me. I'm so excited.
It is nice to have you here. It's nice to be here for this event. For those who may not be fully familiar with Champion of the Year, what that means, what is this event all about?
Yeah, this is one of our big fundraisers for the year. So we've got a couple events. We do a walk in the spring, and then we do a fall event. And this is our kind of fall gala that we do. Super fun. I love the competitive spirit of the event. So we have a bunch of nominees that are kind of nominated from their peers, and they compete to see who can raise the most money for March of Dimes. So really fun. And then we get to celebrate tonight at the event, and we'll announce the winner, and hopefully Missy will be at the top. But it's super exciting.
So being November, this event happening in November is kind of important. I mean, it's kind of significant for this month because it is Prematurity Awareness Month.
Yes.
Created 20 years ago by March of Dimes to bring really attention to premature births.
Yep.
Expand on the work that's been done with March of Dimes since that time.
Yeah. So I don't know if, a lot of people know, but 1 in 10 births in the U.S. is preterm, and that number in Tennessee is 1 in 9. We just released our report cards, kind of our annual facts and figures, if you will, and Tennessee received a D-, so not where we'd like to be in terms of, we've got one state in the U.S. that received an A. So we had a D-. The U.S. as a whole had a D+. So really just trying to raise awareness, and bring this to light, because a lot of people don't know. And, I think you just think you're going to get pregnant and it's going to go great and everything's going to be really easy, but there are a lot of things to know and to be educated about. So we're trying to do that.
That's not pretty low letter grade. That's an extremely low letter grade. What are the causes of premature births that we should know about here in 2024?
Yeah, so one of our big campaigns is the LDA, so low dose aspirin campaign that we have been doing, and it's really just to push this to, providers and women who are pregnant, that a low dose aspirin can really reduce the risk of preeclampsia, because that is a thing that really causes preterm births. So just simple things like that we can do and educate the community to try and help these numbers.
Yes, and that's one of the things that I've wanted to be a champion for through this whole campaign, is talking about oral health and how poor oral health can impact that. And I've recently learned it's no longer correlation, it's causation. Bacteria in the mouth can travel through the body, get into the placenta, and that can cause problems for the birth. So it is so important for pregnant women to make sure they see their dentist during their pregnancy.
That is good to know, and something that, again, I'm not familiar with that, and maybe others may not be. So really do, if you have someone that is in your circle, in your world, and they're pregnant, make sure that they know this. For March of Dimes, what resources do you offer to those moms that are going through this? We
have tons of resources on our website, and then we do a lot in the community. We actually, in November specifically, do our Meals That Matter program. So this is a program we provide meals for NICU families. So we go into these NICUs that are local, kind of in our area and across the U.S. They're doing this where they're providing meals and notes of encouragement and information. So we'll have pamphlets and information that they can take home and share with their circles, just to provide support.
That is wonderful.
And that was a lot of fun.
Yes,
I was able to do one of these Meals That Matter along with Christopher Rand, who is also a candidate. And I mean, to meet the families coming through, they're just grabbing a meal and going back to the room. But there was a mom there in the line with us who she was the mother of preemies, and I mean, just her notes of encouragement to these parents that it's going to be okay. Mm-hmm. And that meant the world to them.
Yeah, it's a unique experience. We got to celebrate grads, NICU grads. So some families were coming through the line and they were so excited and they're going home. And then, there was a woman that came up and she, read one of the notes of hope and just started bawling. So it's just, it's just a lot of emotions when you're in that position. And so just to provide a little bit of support and resources for them was really fun.
And in addition to this event here, we have a number of March of Dimes events happening in different areas. I know I've lived in 5 different states now, and in each state there's always been a March of Dimes walk, an event. That's what this is all about, to offer that support, to raise those donations, to make sure that mothers who are going through an early birth, having a premature baby, that they have what they need there. I know you do the meals. Any other resources that you offer?
Yes, we do education, so we'll go out into the community, whether it's a corporate organization, and do kind of just an information about our organization and about the causes that, the things that we're highlighting, whether it's the low dose aspirin or whatever our programs are. But yeah, we do a lot in the community, and the walk is really a great thing for us to bring those families together.
I love hearing that. For this event tonight, again, Missy, you are one of how many other?
7.
7 candidates. What would you like to say to those candidates who have really worked tirelessly to raise this money?
Oh my gosh, I would just say thank you, first and foremost. It has been such a pleasure to get to know Missy and all of the nominees. I was writing some notes to you guys. It's just a big thank you, and it was just so fun to just get to know you guys and get to see how much this cause matters to you guys, and the work that you guys have put in, and the effort, and just the support that you've shown our organization has been amazing.
Thank you.
And please don't hesitate to learn more. Go and search March of Dimes, whether it's here for the state of Tennessee, the Nashville area, or if you're in another state. I encourage you to go check out and learn more about March of Dimes. Kelley, thank you so much, the executive director of our March of Dimes of Tennessee, to let us know what is happening here with Champion of the Year and just with the organization as a whole. We have stories to share with you for the rest of the show, so please don't go anywhere. Stick right with us. We'll be right back.
At Delta Dental of Tennessee, we know our success begins and ends with providing superior quality service, and that includes serving those who need it most. This year, we're celebrating 25 years of giving back to the community we call home. Delta Dental, along with our Smile 180 Foundation, supports Tennessee's dental colleges and oral health education, children's hospitals, free and reduced cost dental clinics, and other like-minded charities. Here's to the next 25 plus years of ensuring healthy smiles.
My name is Royce, Bellman and Omni Hotel. Please come and see us.
Welcome back to Community Checkup. Missy and I have a wonderful guest with us right now. We have Novonda Lilly, who is very, she really understands March of Dimes, all areas of it. First off, I want to thank you, Novonda, for being here with us.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Thank you for the opportunity to
Oh,
share.
100%. We have talked about some numbers already. We have talked about what we're doing here at City Winery this evening, but now we're going to get to the heart of everything and what it means, truly, March of Dimes, what it does for those out there. And tell us a little bit of your story.
So I had twin boys that were born at 27 weeks, 2 pounds, 7 ounces, 2 pounds, 4 ounces. And they were in the NICU for 81 days. And it was an interesting time. It was definitely very emotional as a mother to go home without your babies. It's a different type of having a baby and then leaving the hospital and you come home empty-handed. But what's interesting is that I worked at Cigna Healthcare back in the day, and they were a national sponsor. So we had awareness me and my husband both had awareness of March of Dimes. So we knew about the resources and the different things that were available to prepare you for the experience. And then the different type of resources and education about March of Dimes. So that was a plus for us, but that walk of having a baby that's premature is nothing that you can plan for.
I can't imagine.
It's heart-wrenching. I mean, I know what it was like just for my baby to be put in an incubator because she was jaundiced. I can't imagine leaving your baby, and they're so small.
They're very small. My husband's wedding ring could actually fit on their ankle. Like
Wow.
It could fit in their diaper, could fit in the palm of our hands. And so it made us very passionate about bringing awareness to prematurity and being a light for other parents that can see that, they can not only be healthy, but they can also thrive.
So how are you being that light for other parents who may be dealing with having a premature baby?
So one of the things is, if you ever visit Murfreesboro, it's now St. Thomas Rutherford, but outside of the NICU, they have a gallery of babies that are holding their pictures when they were small. And so my son's pictures are in that gallery. That's one of those inspirational moments that you can see that these kids are not only living, but to your point, they're thriving. I've served on various committees with the March of Dimes, have also served on the board. And then every year we visit the state capitol and we talk about things that are impacting and legislative that is impacting moms and babies that are born too soon. So ever since my boys were 5 and old enough to walk, I would take them every year and they would speak to the different representatives about whatever bills were impacting. And then just being a resource to other parents that have babies. And then I also work in, lead the talent operations for Vanderbilt University Medical Center. And so that gives me the opportunity to stay connected to healthcare. And then also just stay connected to being a resource for mothers that have not experienced having babies that are premature. And then what you go through, because we had a kind of a thing, me and my husband were like, okay, what do we pray for today? Because when you have a baby that's born that small, that young, that early, there's a lot of prayer that goes on. But the NICU nurses, I really take my hat off and toot them, because they have to try to figure out what's going on with a baby that cannot talk. And so one of the interesting things with our family with Chase, we came in one day and the incubator was taped up with some blankets, and they were like, oh, he doesn't like when we open the blinds, his stats would go off. And so what we figured is he wasn't ready for the sunshine yet, so we had to tape up blankets around his incubator until he was ready for sunlight. And for me, that was major, because this is a baby that can't tell you, but he's uncomfortable for some reason. And so just to think about the job that they have is not only protecting them, but ensuring that their safety and ensuring that they're given the right type of care, but then also figuring out, like, why is this baby why is it whining? Why is it not happy today? And what can we do to figure that out? So they play a tremendous role in helping the parents.
Now, you said you took your sons from the age of 5. How old are your boys today?
They're 21. They're actually college students. They're at FAMU in Tallahassee, and they're doing amazing. They're doing very well. They've not had any health problems. They have been they're very healthy. They're healthy 21-year-olds.
So 21 now, because we did say, they don't only survive, but they can thrive. Did you come up against any obstacles, as they were getting older?
The only thing that we came up with is that they were not born. So they were born on August the 12th, but they were not due until November 13th. And so one of the things that we recognized is that when they were in the 2nd grade, we held them back, because it's like after fall break, it's like they would struggle with their education, and then after fall break, it's almost like their actual date, gestational date of delivery, everything would click in. So we held them back in 2nd grade. When I say that was the best decision that we made, but because we had those resources, like they did, I think it was Project Opportunity, where they had a teacher that came out to the house from the time that they were born until they were 2 years, and they evaluated them to ensure that we could identify if they were going to have any developmental delays. And so we were real cautious. Like, when they went to pre-K, and we're like, oh, should we hold them back? They're like, they know everything. Like, no. So it was, we really didn't have, that was the only thing that we felt like that they were really learning based off of the age that they should have been born versus the age that they were born. And but once we did that, they've been honor roll students. They're honors roll students now, even in college.
What goals do they have once they finish college?
So Chandler he's really way over our head with his investment, but he actually is in finance, and he's doing some amazing things. He already has 3 offers for next summer. Chase is pursuing being a cardiothoracic surgeon, and he's doing clinicals with various doctors when he's on break. He took his MCAT, did very well on it. So they have bright futures ahead of them. I'm just so blessed, because every time they call, it's like something exciting that they're reporting. So they're doing very well. And to your point, they are thriving, and it is possible to have a preemie baby that is born early, but actually has a healthy lifestyle.
That's wonderful. Novonda, thank you so much.
Oh, thank y'all for having me. I appreciate the opportunity to share.
Thank you for doing that. We do appreciate it. We have other stories to come here at Community Checkup when we come back. Who else do we have after Novonda today?
We're going to be meeting Dimeta, who is one of the candidates along with me for Champion of the Year, and the co-chair, Lori Becker, with the Nashville Business Journal. She is also the mom of preemies. So we'll meet a few more.
Yes, we will. Other stories to come. We'll also have resources for you through the March of Dimes later on here in Community Checkup. We'll be right back.
Dental and vision. We love your whole face. See us at deltadentalpn.com.
At Bongo Java. Come see us at the Omni Nashville.
He shoots and he scores!
Welcome back to Community Checkup. We're so excited to be here tonight. It is March of Dimes Champion of the Year event. This is the third year for this event. And I would love the opportunity to introduce one of my fellow candidates for champion, Dimeta Smith Knight. Dimeta, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Now, your babies are still little. Or your baby.
Yes.
Now, you had a preemie. How old was your baby when she was born?
32 weeks. Yeah, I thought I was just having heartburn, and it lasted a few days, too long, and I had a regular appointment with I had a high-risk OB doctor, and she started asking me questions and said, hey, I think I'm going to send you to the ER. And at the time, we didn't know anything about it, but I was in I had what was called HELP syndrome, which is a very severe case of preeclampsia. And so the only way for me to live was to deliver my baby. So at 32 weeks, my son Austin was born, and he spent 3 weeks in the NICU.
Wow. If you don't mind me asking, what is that moment like for a mom to be?
It's a little traumatizing. I guess I don't know how else to explain it. When I think about all the things that I tried to prepare for, all the reading and research that I had done, my situation I hear is more common than not, but it's not something that's shared, which is why I'm excited that we're talking about these things. And so I just didn't really know what to do. I was really afraid and scared, as you can imagine. But thankfully, everything worked out, and just reading and researching and having access to information really helped.
So what would you encourage other moms to be? What do you encourage them to do after giving birth to your child?
Well, organizations like March of Dimes, of course, great resources. You cannot have enough resources, and I think it would be great for them to develop relationships with other new moms and just learn about their story. What I've realized is no story is the same, and that helps to know that there is no standard. Literally, 2 days before I had to deliver, we were in an all-day training class at the hospital, and everything that we learned that day didn't matter. Didn't have to pack a bag in retrospect. So there are just so many different experiences, and so the more you know and the more aware you are that something may not happen, but you're prepared because you have a really good team, I think you'll be okay.
Now, how old is Austin today?
He is almost 2.
Oh my goodness.
He will be 2 in January, and he has reached all the right milestones, and he is just extremely high functioning toddler. So all the fears that I had, at 32 weeks your baby hasn't developed the ability to suck, and their lungs are still developing. So several times, in the NICU he would stop breathing, and that was extremely frightening. But the nurses in the NICU are amazing, and they know how to help and train them to do the things that their body needs to do. So In retrospect, it was the best experience that we could have had. I understand now that Austin was probably one of the healthiest babies in the NICU. So it's really good. You know, I'm thankful. I have to say thank you to, of course, my OB and my high-risk OB. I had a really good team because I am at advanced maternal age. And so because I had already had a good team, all my questions were answered. They gave me all the resources I needed. So it actually was not as bad as it felt during those moments.
Well, thank you for sharing your story. One more quick question. What does March of Dimes mean to you now?
Oh, it just means, you know, that there is hope, that there is help, and being able to build awareness and advocate for mothers like myself. It's refreshing to know that somebody else is out there doing the work that needs to be done.
Dimeta, thank you so much for sitting down with us and sharing that. When we come back, we're going to hear from this year's co-chair. We'll have that for you in just a minute.
Hi, I'm Sarah at the Omni Nashville Hotel. Come see us at Bar Lines.
At Delta Dental of Tennessee, we know our success begins and ends with providing superior quality service, and that includes serving those who need it most. This year, we're celebrating 25 years of giving back to the community we call home. Delta Dental, along with our Smile 180 Foundation, supports Tennessee's dental colleges and oral health education, children's hospitals, free and reduced cost dental clinics, and other like-minded charities. Here's to the next 25 plus years of ensuring healthy smiles.
Welcome back to Community Checkup. We are now joined by the event co-chair for the 2024 Champion of the Year for March of Dimes of Tennessee here, Lori Becker. First off, Lori, thank you so much for sitting down with us.
Well, thank you for having me.
It is such a huge event.
Yes, it is. And Lori is a lot of behind. She's done a lot behind the scenes for this event. It's our third year for this?
Yes, third year.
Third year.
And second year as co-chair.
Second year as co-chair, and we're super excited about this year. So we launched this event 3 years ago, and then so the first year we were pretty proud of it for a brand new event, but last year and the second year we doubled the amount of money raised, and so we're incredibly excited at the momentum going into this third year.
What are your hopes for the night? When you put this on, what is your hope for the end of the night?
I think there's two big missions for tonight, and the biggest is just more awareness of the mission of the March of Dimes. The work that the March of Dimes does here in Nashville, but also across the country, is so important and incredible, and I just love that the awareness that we're raising with all of tonight's guests and their friends and family who are joining us and our nominees. And also, we're here to raise money. We want to raise money to support this incredible mission.
I know your story personally, but can you share with us and with the audience, why is March of Dimes so important to you?
Well, it's personal for me. Both of my kiddos were preemies. My son was born 4 weeks early, which at the time was very shocking. But it really wasn't until my daughter was born that I really understood what it meant. She was born 10 weeks early, 3 pounds, 6 ounces. And it was incredibly shocking and tough experience, not the warm and fuzzy, experience you think you're going to have when you have your baby. But the thing that stuck with me is there was nothing in my personal history that pointed to premature labor. I didn't have some of the classic symptoms of premature labor. I didn't have any health problems. All through my pregnancy, everything was fine. And yet both of my children came early. And when I talked to my doctors about that, they said, well, sometimes there just aren't answers. Well, that's just not good enough. With the healthcare system that we have in this country, I just don't think that's good enough. And that's really the work of the March of Dimes, right? They really want to research and find answers and help all moms and all babies have healthy starts. And so it was certainly a personal experience that got me involved. And then I've just stayed involved because the organization just does such great work. Because, every mom wants to have that perfectly healthy, beautiful baby when they're born, and they all deserve that.
To your knowledge, share with us some of the work that is done by March of Dimes. We've had the numbers, we've heard, some of the resources. Share with us some of the other work that you know personally.
They do a lot of work. They certainly do a lot of research to help A lot of the advancements that we've made in caring for moms and babies has come through research that is either done by or funded by the March of Dimes. But then they also do a lot of advocacy work at state and federal levels to have better policies that support women and babies. And then what I've seen is, in the community here in Nashville, they go into NICUs and they support families because, my daughter was in the NICU for 7 weeks before she was able to come home, and that's incredibly hard, being at the hospital. And I was fortunate enough to be there every day. Not all parents can do that, and so it's such a hard time for parents. They want to take their baby home and they can't. And so the March of Dimes goes into these NICUs and they support the families. They also support the incredible nurses and staff. And that I witnessed personally. That's how I got involved. I was there every day. I saw March of Dimes staff, the physicians that I was working with, when I asked them, well, where can I find more information? Because I'm someone who likes to research and do my homework and find all the information I can. They always pointed to the March of Dimes. So there's a lot of information out there, not all of it is credible. Here's a great website that has incredible information. And so my physicians at Vanderbilt were pushing me to the March of Dimes site for the best information available. And that was another big reason that got me involved with the organization. And so they really work at all different levels across the country, but those are certainly things that have stood out to me.
So the March of Dimes site is the place to go to get that information that you need.
Oh, absolutely.
And I think too, it's not just valid information, it's written. I mean, the research is done by doctors, but on the website it's written in a language that I can understand.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's in plain English. So
easily digestible.
And when people, if you're having a preterm birth, you're stressed out.
Yeah.
You're not necessarily thinking solidly. So just having it in a simple language, it's easy to understand regardless of your education level, and they want to help. It's great. It's easily searchable too, which I thought was phenomenal when I started doing some research on this too. So,
right.
Lori, thank you for pulling me into this.
No, thank you, Missy. We could not do this event without our incredible nominees. I've had the pleasure of recruiting and wrangling and twisting arms over the last couple of years to get amazing leaders like Missy to join us on this, and could not be more grateful.
Well, I know so many of us, our dollars went behind Missy, going here to the March of Dimes, and for her being one of those nominees. This is the end of our show for today, Community Checkup. So we will leave you with the winner of this year's Champion of the Year for March of Dimes. But Lori, could you share with us the names of all the candidates? Or all the nominees for this year?
I'm going to forget someone. So we have Missy Acosta, we have Christy Wilson, we have Alex Jahinger, Christopher Rand, Dimeta Smith Knight, Tiffany Harden, and Kenyon Floyd.
I'm glad both of you are here. This is what I get for I put people on the spot sometimes. Lori, thank you so much for that. Thank you for this and the time, as Missy said, that you've put into this event.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Great to be here.
Our pleasure. Again, as we leave you here for Community Checkup, we're going to leave you with the 2024 Champion of the Year for March of Dimes.
2024 champion is Christopher Rand.
Thank you guys for coming and donating, and think about the March of Dimes and the rest of the year. Thank you guys.
This person had the most individual donors support the campaign prior to the start of the event this evening. So without further ado, our 2024 March of Dimes Catalyst winner, ladies and gentlemen, is, take a look. Oh, it's right here. Kelley. Ladies and gentlemen, Missy Acosta.
I want to spread the word about March of Dimes and make more people aware. And so, thank you.
You've done it. Thank you so much.